Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 16 of News Report with Zyori and Hyper. I'm Zyori, the mystery voice is Hyper. It's been a few weeks since we've done a news report thanks to DreamHack and various other travels. Josh, how are you? How have you been? And how are you going to be tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I have no clue. I hope I'm feeling really good tomorrow. I'm feeling good right now, though.
Yeah, it's been a while since we chatted, man. How was the world of unemployment slash wannabe financial investing?
Oh, it's pretty complicated. I'm finding out that it's a lot harder than I thought it would be, and I thought it was going to be hard already. So
Wow.
I have to see the next couple weeks. We'll see how it's going.
Yeah, well, I think we'll all be excited to hear about how your day trading struggles go, or perhaps victories. We're gonna go ahead and hop in queue here. Heroes of North is the game again today, and of course, casual mode for those of you casual hombres at home that can, just relate to some casual Han in the early hours of the morning. So, Josh, we have sort of an odd array of news today. It's not necessarily correlated to an equal distribution over the past 2 weeks since we've done a news report, but there are some interesting snippets. And I think we can start today by just glancing at our portfolio here. And it's sort of a mixture of our banks and our tech stocks that we come back to from time to time. What's been going on in the market?
So the market, like overall, is going sideways actually this past week. And it's kind of in a weird place right now where it's just like it's basically flatlining. It's going up and down during the days, but there have been a bunch of breakout stocks, particularly the financial stocks, the banks. Like Bank of America finally broke its $10 mark,
Yeah.
which was the huge mark for it. And Citigroup went up like 7%, I think, in one day, which is ridiculous between like just thinking about the market capital of that stock.
Yeah.
And there's been all these stories about how the banks are coming back. They're generating more money and they're doing it with less people. A lot of the banks have been cutting their staff and everything. And Citi, I think, had like 11,000 jobs um, reduced this week. And that same day, the stock went up 7%. So it seems the
Wow.
banks are doing more with less people.
Well, that's certainly good. I guess that was kind of the intent of everyone do more or less the inverse unions, if you will. I see Apple's been struggling a little bit though, down at least they closed on Friday down 2.5%.
Yeah, Apple has been the big downer stock. It's just not doing well, and everyone thinks the like 7 year rally or whatever it's been on since like existence. No clue, but it's finally may have come to an end. I don't know with the death of jobs and everything, and people not really confident with like their outlook right now.
With the
I don't
death
know.
of jobs.
Yeah.
It sounds so funny when you say it that way. The death of all of the jobs. Like, where'd all the jobs go? But no, not that jobs. Wrong jobs. And
Yeah.
the other highlight here, Zynga showing a sign of life. What gives, buddy? It's still far off its mark of 620 where I bought it at so many months ago, but it's up a little bit. That's something.
Yeah. They recently, I think the other day, went through. They applied for real money gambling in Nevada or whatever.
Oh, right.
It's
Okay.
it's so it's a step in the direction that they're trying to go towards real money, and they have it in uh, Great Britain or whatever,
Hmm.
where you can play like bingo and a couple of other games for real money. But since there are laws in America, you can't do that here yet, which is their big market. And then
Right.
Groupon shot up too, if you noticed, because the
Uh,
rumors of like buyouts and Groupon is literally almost doubled, I think, within the past month.
I'm going to be honest. I actually took Groupon out of our portfolio because we cared about it so little. Every week we're like, in Groupon, it's just being
It
Groupon.
it
And
just was sinking, and then all of a sudden, people started to believe in it, and
I
then
believe in you, Groupon.
it's out of nowhere. It bottomed out, and then some big hedge fund said they had a 10% investment in it, and the day after that, it went up like 15%, and it's just been going up. And then there were like
Wow.
rumors. I think there are rumors of a buyout. No one really know. I don't know. It was kind of weird because it shot up 23% yesterday, which is ridiculous. And it had like 41 million like volume. And the volume on it was ridiculous too.
Right.
but like there wasn't really any news out.
Right.
And so people think like there's a buyout with Google maybe, and people are
Oh.
having second thoughts about their business model.
Does Google have a Groupon equivalent of their own brand, or are they looking to
They
acquire
have Google offers.
Google Offers? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with the Google Offers, but
Yeah, it's one of those thousand things that Google does that it's
nobody knows
basically
or
the same
cares
thing
about.
as Groupon.
Yeah.
They have a couple neat things,
Well,
but
that's exciting. Groupon, yeah, we were sort of hoping for a buyout with Zynga so many months ago because I know you got hit even harder than I did with Zynga, and that would be exciting for Groupon. Where do you stand right now as far as your Groupon investment? Are they close to where they were when you bought, or still way off that mark?
oh, I don't have anything in Groupon. I actually bought
Oh,
Groupon at $21 and sold it at 23, and that was literally about a year ago. And today it's at like $4.68.
yep.
So
I
from
just pulled that up.
21 to $4.68.
Wow, and you're right. It ended up 22%. That is cheese and crackers. Groupon with the sign left. Look at all those articles. I love that when there's a stock that has a lot of action. You see all the the news articles written about it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's kind of weird. I don't know.
so that's good. Dow Jones still holding over that 13K mark, and Nasdaq just shy of that 3K number. And I know maybe 2 episodes ago that was one of the big things we were talking about, and how good the market was looking, that positive outlook across the boards. So I
Yeah,
guess we're
yeah. The
sort
big
of
industry you want to look out for is the S&P 500, because the Nasdaq. I think I heard some figure where like Apple makes up like 20 or 15% of the Nasdaq. So a lot of reason why the Nasdaq is not moving is literally because of Apple. It's just been dragging a bunch of
all right.
indices down.
Fair enough. Damn
Yeah.
Apple. I did hear something about Apple, and I hope this isn't in the news report list later on, because I don't know too much about it. But I did hear that Apple is at least pledging to bring their offices back onto American soil.
I heard that too. I did not read the news article in depth, but yeah, I saw that they're trying to do that.
Wow.
And yeah, I know Google is actually doing with their Google, um, I don't want to get this name wrong, but their streaming device, their music streaming device that they're trying to sell is like made
Uh,
completely in America.
oh.
And Google's been trying to do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, well,
And
that's. I mean, we talked about Google being that they're sort of trying to set a standard in terms of business morality, as far as trying to clean up the comments on YouTube and avoid copyright stuff. YouTube has a very advanced and I'm sure expensive copyright detection algorithm that is kind of the best of the best right now, and they don't have to do that. They do that purely because they choose to, and it's the right thing to do. To improve their service, not because they're bound by law to prevent, to have a really effective means of hunting down copyright infringement. So that's good news. I mean, at least I was pretty critical of Apple. There was that story about they and the Asian factories where they were making all the Apple products. People were jumping out the windows to committing suicide at such a high frequency that they felt the necessary response was to put up nets around the building so that when you jump out the window to your fiery doom, you land in a net and you don't die, and they can stuff you back in the factory and keep making iPods. That was just something about that. It just really bugs me. I know that's probably not that much worse than what happens in all the other, Nikes and all those other companies that outsource to Asia. But just something about, I know, let's just put up a couple of nets. That just, ouch, man. So little regard for the human discourse. I don't know. So that's good, I guess. But of course, all the Apple White Knights now. My Facebook. God, Josh, I can't stand it. Whenever Apple does something
wait,
right, all the Apple fanboys just blow up my Facebook wall.
oh my God.
It's terrible.
I know. People that like Apple love Apple.
I know. They are. Yeah, there you go. Even every big company out there is using Foxconn, not only Apple. Exactly right. It's not just Apple, but that's good. That's good. It's a step in the right direction. I don't know what their actual change of heart was, but we got a game, Joshy, so we're going to pause news reporting and we're going to engage in winning casual mode. Now, Josh, are you going to play Ravenor again?
I actually have no clue. I should probably bring up the hero decks and look at heroes I could play,
You're going to
but I
be
can't right now.
you're going to be just looking at the hero board in a
Actually, you need
moment.
to tell me. You've been playing Han way more than I have
I have.
recently, so you should tell me they're
Well,
like good heroes that I should play
all
based on my
right.
play style.
I mean, to fit your play style. I mean, you could play Raw if you want. Scout Gemini. This is going to be fun.
Who's the Solstice person? He's a strength hero.
Solstice is good, but he's not hard, not really easy. I'm not going to try to explain him to you. I've never played him. I kind of
I'm not
understand
gonna
how he
try to.
works.
Uh-oh, wait.
Um,
I just see his abilities have a daytime and a nighttime,
you,
and I'm already confused.
yeah, you don't want to mess with that, man. You could play Balfagor though if you want. That could be fun.
Balfagor. He's good against a big int team. If they pick, which side are we on?
We're Legion. Go Legion.
Yeah, they have too many like agi heroes already for me to pick him.
All right, I'm gonna go Torturer. So we have some stun, we have some damage.
Hey, go.
Um,
If I can find Zephyr, I think I'll go Zephyr.
Zephyr. All right, fine, good enough. Do it.
Did they ever bring back Turkey Zephyr?
No. Well, I don't know. I was in Sweden when it would have come back, and I didn't log into Han that much, so I don't know. I can't say for sure. I
didn't
want
log
to
in
say.
either.
I want to say no. I would have heard about it because I'm on the in, but sorry, pal.
Damn. I have to wait till next year.
I did win a Pandemonium plushie though, as well you can't see, but the new office setup here. I did win a Pandemonium plushie for knowing that Pearl is the second most recent hero, and that is probably a fact that you did not know, Josh. So you wouldn't have not won the Pandemonium plushie. Be jealous. That's what I'm getting at.
Pandemonium. God, anything panda. I
Pandemonium
would have taken it.
plushie. Hey man, it's pretty sick. He's got the big stick and everything.
He's got the big stick.
Oh, yeah. All right, so before we get into the lane here, Josh, let's take a look at what our first piece of news is. Oh, and this is an interesting one. College football coach salaries are growing like crazy due to media rights. Josh?
Yeah, I know you don't really watch college football, but it's like a big growing thing that's happening. And with the BCS, like reworking themselves in like, I think 2016, 2014, I forget the year. But you're seeing a lot of movements and teams where you're greening like super conferences because there are a lot of college football teams out there, but like they're doing in a really strange way where they're in conferences and then they somehow rank the teams regardless of conference. And then at the end of the season, there are like big bowl games, and there's no real playoff, which is what a bunch of people are looking forward to in the next couple of years. But you're seeing the creation of these super conferences like the SEC that are made up of like Alabama, LSU, Mississippi, all your big football schools, and the people that are tuning in to watch these games is just going up and up, and the salaries of these coaches are going up and up and up. And we talked this a little bit before about they can do this because they don't actually have to pay the players because they're in college. They're not really pro yet, and so the salaries of these coaches is just like regardless of like how many people actually tune in to watch the game.
And I mean, I guess there's correlation between how well a team is doing and how much people want to watch them, but it seems like the coach is not really the one that should be rewarded financially for higher viewer numbers. So that seems like an odd correlation. I mean, I guess it makes sense to some degree, but seems sort of odd as well.
It is definitely pretty weird in how it's all getting done, and they do it basically. It's on conference actually in a very weird way. It's how much money you make is totally dependent on what conference you're in because the conferences get the TV deals, not the individual schools, unless you are these really weird schools like Texas and Notre Dame technically aren't in a conference, and the way they schedule their games is completely up to them.
Huh. That is really strange. And we're basically college football is still caught in this strange hybrid of, is it a professional sport? Is it just for fun for college students? Where's all this money going? This is reminding me of the federal budget here, Josh. It's just a big old mess, and there's not an easy way to fix it. It's like there's too many people involved that are getting a chunk of this money that kind of aren't really doing that much to get it, is what it sounds like to me. Whereas, if you look at the NFL as a model, I know your big thing was that the players should be paid because they're essentially professional athletes. I mean, that's why they're brought to these schools, certainly not for their academics.
Yeah, it definitely is a pretty weird place we're in right now. And you're seeing like people are starting to complain this year that because these big conferences that are being made, the ranking system's getting really messed up. Because all these good schools are playing each other and they inevitably lose to each other less like frequently than they would to other schools. So it's messing up the computer system on how they're ranked and
Not the computer system.
yeah,
What are we gonna
because
do?
yeah, because how it basically like determines who should like go to the championship and play these bowl games is done by the BCS, which is a computer.
This guy's AFK.
Oh,
Just kill
hold
him.
on a second, we're killing this guy. Yeah,
Kill this one too.
I'm lagging a little bit, but I'm
Oh
back.
no. I had a stun coming up in 1 second, but I wasn't fast enough.
But yeah, you're seeing these little schools that are getting really high ranked, and they're getting high ranked because they play not as good schools, and they're ending the season with like 11-1
Oh,
or
okay.
undefeated records.
I understand what you're saying. The divisions where you take all the top tier teams and put them together. If you're, last in the highest possible division, statistically, one of these teams in the crappier divisions is going to be higher placed than you, even though you're losing to teams that are significantly better.
And it's hard to make the judgment call on how good a team is and everything and whether they should
Right.
be in. And it's right now the BCS is a all computer system. There are polls and everything, determine rankings, but like the BCS is the major one, and it's done by computer. And so the computer is rating the teams that are undefeated, from these smaller conferences higher than like some of the other schools that people think deserve the bowls and everything.
Yeah, but
And
I mean, still, it's not like there aren't tournament structures like leagues that have multiple tiers that have models that they could copy off of. As far as to bring up Heroes of Newerth, Hontor is a pretty good example of like a staggered tournament like that where there's a diamond division, whatever the platinum division, all that stuff, and then you're ranked accordingly. So, can't they just say that, that this is the second division underneath the big boys and your wins aren't as valuable as their wins, and then just...
they can't really at
do
this
it?
point because everything's tied up in the BCS contract, and they can't really get out of it until they basically just want to do a playoff system
Oh, okay.
is how they I don't know. It's a big thing that's coming out of this like creation of super conferences. We see all the good teams going to one conference just to get the big TV deals because big TV deals means all the schools get paid and everything.
Right. I see.
And that's what they're all going for. And it's pretty interesting how you can see the creation of these like you can see it in other sports too, where like in basketball you're seeing a big group of like the best players going to like one team, like use Miami Heat or the Lakers or the Celtics. Where in the last couple of years, you see all the players gravitating towards these teams just to win championships, to basically get more money. Whereas like in the past, you basically like lived with the team you signed for. Like that was like it. Like Michael Jordan played for the Bulls forever. I'm not too big on basketball, but I know for a fact that like once you were like in a team back in the day, you basically like stayed with that team forever.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of other big. The other one that comes to mind for me is Emmitt Smith, that running back for the Cowboys when they were really good in the '90s. He was on the Cowboys for pretty much his whole career since he was drafted. That was the first team that he was ever on. Actually, now that I say that, I wrote a biography about him one time for school in 5th grade. That's why I know so much about Emmitt Smith. Well, and now I forget. He might have done 1 year with another team, but the same thing where he was he was a cowboy from front to ass.
Yeah. That's what it was in the past. And now you're seeing like everyone changes teams or does something like every couple years, so just for more money. I don't know. It's becoming like something that we can make a long discussion about on how it's affecting like economics, and
Money.
because you can see it in other places than just college football.
Right.
And even you can see in sports. I think you can see in some companies where they're trying to create like mini oligopolies, which is basically a monopoly, except it's with multiple people.
Right. It's just 2 or 3 of them. It's not quite as bad, but it's still pretty terrible. It just gives those few big players a whole lot of control is really the big problem.
I mean, to me, the biggest thing is you can see it they're trying to do it in tech, where like Microsoft, Apple, and Google are trying to have some patent sharing like agreement where like they all agree to share patents, and that's kind of good, but it can also be seen as a really bad thing where it's going to lock out possible competitors
Right.
to them basically because they all have this agreement that
It puts
basically
up
you
significantly higher barriers to entry for newcomers.
yeah. And they're basically doing that so they don't all have to sue each other to like hell because that's all they're doing.
Pretty much what they're doing.
That's basically what they're doing right now. They're spending tons of money just to sue each other
Yeah.
for more money.
Yeah, well, that's definitely true. I mean, we see Samsung suing Apple and Apple suing Samsung about copyright stuff pretty much every other day. It feels like let's just push this.
Yeah, the idea that it's all for more money, basically. Oh shit!
Ouch!
I'm stunned too.
Oh my god! I didn't know his ult procced on those little things. Wow, that was. I didn't know his ult procced on impalements.
Yeah, dude, he stunned me, or else I would have tried to save you.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I really thought impalement like didn't trigger. I thought it had to be like an actual targeted thing, not just random damage coming out. It was pretty cheesemeister. Wow, well that's pretty intense, man. I like you said, I don't really follow college sports all that much, but it's quite the pickle.
Definitely is, yeah, one of those things where you see people, because like I said, I know you don't pay attention, but you're seeing a bunch of movements now in like colleges. Oh, save him! Where colleges
there's no
are moving.
saving him from that.
I'm coming, but I'm kind of far away.
Keep going, keep going. I'll have a stun up in about 2. I missed everything! I'm trying to just man up on this guy. It's not working! It's working!
Yeah! Dang, everyone came to our lane again.
I know, man. We're popular. Oh god, it's Scout. We're really popular.
Where is he? Oh shit, I ran away from you. Wait, can I use a potion on you? Yeah, I'll use a potion on you. Don't get hit.
Alright.
I think I used it.
No, you didn't. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, Scout's coming for me. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones, Annie. Oh, see, look at that. I did what? Jeez, man. I was all over that shit.
I missed.
I
Did
totally
he just try to kill you?
Yeah, well, I don't know. He might. He's going man mode. I totally just had what the hell is the episode 1 called? The Phantom Menace? Yeah, no, like a deja vu with a movie. That part when he gets the pod working for the first time, he's just sitting there and the engine's blowing in his face, just like, it's working! It's working! I guess that was what I was picturing in my head when we were chasing down that Arachna and you gusted him. I was just like picturing like him doing those thumbs up. Oh man, that's just so strange.
That is pretty strange. I don't know. I was chasing him down.
I haven't seen that movie in so long either. So let's move on here, and I want to talk about this one in particular. Syria goes offline. They're opting to cut their internet while they're at war. And this is wild and crazy because internet censorship is a hot button issue right now. Of course, we had SOPA and that other one that was similar but called something different. We talked about before a little bit with cyberbullying and how there aren't many mechanisms in place, which would, of course, be a form of internet censorship. And then there are some countries that just have an intranet set up, different from the actual... Oh, Scout, screw you, Biscuit! Oh, I was going back to heal and he killed me. What a jerk. Of course, different from the actual internet where the Iranian government can isolate what they want people to see, kind of like your network at work where you can't go on Facebook to play Flash games. Oh, Bramble.
Oh, shit.
Dude, why are there 4 people in our lane? I just wanted to farm in peace.
Wait, I forget, is this casual mode?
Yep.
Okay, then I have no fear of dying then. Oh shit, I have a fear of dying. Fear of death. It just came back. What the heck? What is this?
Their entire team just came down here and like rafflecoptered on our team. I don't understand why. So anyway, talk to me about Syria, Josh, and some of the issues they're having with wartime.
It is pretty bad, and like you said, Google actually made a statement. They hope that they could like keep the internet up, but I don't know. The government, I'm pretty sure, just brought it down, and there's not much else. They like all their IP addresses don't work anymore.
So, but what's the main reasoning behind it? Is it just because they're afraid that the internet is too useful as far as a tool for communications, for people to organize and riot and that kind of stuff, or is it just more a
I mean,
censorship
the government
thing?
at this point doesn't want the UN to step in, and it's been nasty, and it's still a nasty place. Like,
It's not
and
Disney World.
nope, not Disney World. So like, this is just another way to cut off, let people see less of the stuff because there are people that are.
They're coming for us, by the way.
Oh no, I'll have my ult up
All
in
right,
a long
yeah, I've got
time.
everything, so I'm ready.
We need wards.
Yeah,
I feel.
buy some boards. Oh, Gemini's back. Jiminy Crickets. That's a kill.
Now if I get him
Oh,
first.
you bastard. Oh my god, Scout's coming for
Don't
me.
worry, I blew him away. I blew him away.
Ah! I'm
blew him away.
What the fuck?
Oh, he's dead. Oh shit.
Uh-oh. You just charge it in there.
I'm not gonna run away. It's like
It's casual mode. You should just fight, but Kronos is scared. He doesn't have boots, though, so I'm not sure how well his running's gonna go. So, alright, that makes a little bit more sense, though. It's just a means for them to cut off more connection with the rest of the world, which is kind of exactly what they want to do. So, that's scary, though.
it is definitely scary, and it's not really good. And this is like the second time that a country has actually kind of done this. I think is what I heard.
The first time?
I do not know, but it was not. But nonetheless, it's not a good thing when a whole country goes offline.
Yeah, who knows what's happening there. There's times when I'm glad that I live in America. I had that feeling when I got back from Europe. That right when you get through customs and you realize that guy, that the little guard at the gate is not going to be a jerk and he's going to let you back into the country. After that feeling, or after that happens, I just feel so good, man. I just feel like, oh, I'm back home. I can understand what everybody's saying.
Oh, that is pretty nice. I remember going away.
Yeah,
It is nice to come home. You always like home.
I always have that feeling. 2 weeks is good, but it was oh my God, Scout, leave me alone. 2 weeks is a long time, though. I think I could have gotten away with 10 or 11 days on my trip. I don't know if I really needed 2 full weeks, because right around that 11th day, just kind of like, man, wish I knew what everybody was talking about.
Oh, they are all coming.
Uh-oh,
What is
I'm
this?
scared. Dude, this Scout
I'm
really
about to buy
likes me.
He really hates you. Who
Like,
is this guy?
I don't know,
Yo,
man.
ulting right now.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I'm going to protect Bramble.
Yeah, I killed Gemini. Help me.
I'm coming
Save
back.
me. Save me.
I'm coming
Save
back.
me.
Oh, there's no saving you from that, buddy. Oh, no.
Yo, this Kronos. I hate all these people can go invisible.
Yeah, dude, they have a total invisibility team. It's time to purchase some invisibility detectors. Put up some smoke alarms, Josh.
Oh, smoke alarms.
But every time I go to another country, I'm literally flabbergasted by how well their young speak multiple languages. And being in America, where we take learning a foreign language about as serious as clipping our toenails, it's kind of remarkable, to see these 10-year-old kids who speak better English than half of our population. It's ridiculous. And it just makes me so jelly. I wish a language had been ingrained into my head as a little kid. Because when you're a little kid, learning's fun. You don't care. You just want to do stuff. You're all peppy. You're all wired on that sugary breakfast your mom gave you. You just want to absorb stuff. Now I'm just like, I wake up and I think, I could do Rosetta Stone today, or I could drink in the afternoon and play Han. I mean, it's a pretty easy decision. One's hard, one's really fun. And I think it's just too late, man. I've given up for a while I was hanging on to, you know what, I'm going to sit down one of these, I'm going to buckle down, I'm going to learn another language, I'm going to put the hours in. It's not happening, dude. Really,
It's definitely something that gets a lot harder as you get older.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. It's It's one of those things where it's just now becoming something that people really find that you really need to do with like global economy and everything.
Hmm.
Because I know my parents don't know languages, and I know the only people who I think know like a second language were my great grandmother on my dad's side, and
The
that's
one that came
because
over on the Mayflower.
yeah, they came over from Italy.
That's a good excuse to be bilingual. You're a first generation immigrant. I'm coming. I'm coming. We're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him. Not before he kills Parasite, though.
Get him! I dropped my ult.
I'm not sure you needed to ult, but well
I
done,
should
buddy.
have done that to save Kronos. He died for us to kill
Wait,
him.
that was Parasite, not Kronos.
Parasite.
So, but yeah, I think this is something we may have touched on in previous episodes, but it's one of my gripes because it's the children are just innocent bystanders. When you're young, you don't think, man, I really need. I hope I can put in the hours to learn a language now. Yeah, I see him, but I'm a little.
We can't. They're all coming. They're all converging. I'm scared. I don't have my ult. I don't trust Bramble.
One's dead.
And they're invisible.
Oh yeah, I don't have detection. You know, I'm gonna throw another ward down.
I'm gonna buy a null stone.
Alright, I put another ward down. Alright, are we going in? Are we gonna save him?
I'm so far away, but I'm coming.
We're on top of each other. Oh god. Alright, let's do it. Bramble put his ult down. He cut him in half. Jiminy crickets. I missed the stun, but it's okay. He's dead. Pyro?
Dodging. Activate dodging skills.
Yeah, let's dodge it. We get blasted by everything. Oh,
dodging skills have failed.
The dodging skills, we set we just set lasers to cornbread and shot ourselves in the feet. That was pretty pitiful.
That was terrible.
Casual mode, what are you gonna do? Pyro's on a bloodbath. So it's unfortunate. I wish there was a lot more, and even I remember in high school debating with my Spanish teacher about why we should be learning Latin instead of Spanish, and I said because we're not going to do enough Spanish to make it worth our while. Oh great, I can say the days of the week, I can ask you what your favorite color is, but I can't really do anything useful in Spanish. Oh, Scout, you bastard.
Serious? That is so unlucky. Our Cronus is useless too.
Well, I got the kill on Scout, so it wasn't absolutely awful, but it was pretty bad. It was a pretty unlucky ulti. But 2 years of Spanish in high school, you're not going to retain much that useful. La manzana es una fruta. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Like, great, now I can tell people the apple is red when I find the library. All right. But, it's not that useful. And I said, at least Latin, that helps with standardized testing because our language is, of course, a Latin-based language. So it helps with some of those roots and understanding, breaking down spelling and understanding why certain words mean what they mean without really knowing what they mean. That there's probably a word for that method of learning how to read, but sound it out, is that what I'm going for? So I don't know. That's always my takeaway when I go to a foreign country, especially for a while. And this time, I stayed with locals. I stayed in their house, and we went in Stockholm and stuff. So everybody speaks. They understand English, but everyone speaks Swedish first. So even though when you talk to them, they're really nice, they understand. It's never anyone's first choice, so constantly people are just going on and on in Swedish. You're riding the bus, their public transit is really good and really easy to use, but the announcements are all in Swedish, so you have to ask the person, what did they say? And I feel bad doing that after about the 15th time. Nomad's gonna give me some biscuits. I'm coming, Joshy.
Yo, this is so stupid. Y'all should have picked Agi Heroes.
I know. I forgot about casual mode and how good Agi Heroes are. So those I don't know how we got on to travel tips. That was not on the docket here. But Josh, we're probably going to be low on time, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here because this one is very close to our hearts and our soil. Guys, there was actually a big spill near where we live. Toxic vinyl chloride. A train, derailed in Paulsboro, which is maybe 15 minutes from my house, 30 minutes from Josh's house. It was a pretty bad spill. They did a whole lot of... I think that there was a pretty big cleanup effort where the lake is now condemned or whatever. It was pretty bad. A spill of epic proportions, I suppose one could say.
Yeah, it is definitely a real big issue at the moment. Mainly because of like relocation issues, they're evacuating people,
Yep.
and the fact that it's a really toxic substance.
Yep. A vinyl chloride. I thought it was, the article I read said it was hydrochloric acid, but I may have misread, or that may have just been hearsay.
But yeah,
Scary,
vinyl chloride is one of those bad things that does everything bad to you.
It does.
It does everything. It causes cancer. It's toxic. It's everything.
And there's a picture of it, guys. You can see the train just completely fell off the tracks. And this is one of, it's kind of ironic because I was talking to Dawes' family about how a lot of our bridges and stuff are condemned because our Department of Transportation fund is completely bankrupt. We've been taking money from it to pay for our Medicaid and our crap, what the hell's it called? That other thing that we've been... Oh, Social Security. Sorry, it's early, guys. It's early. Stealing from Social Security. So we have a lot of condemned bridges, and this is one of them. They actually repaired this bridge like 2 years ago or something like that. And it collapsed again, so you can see Mr. Train is in Mr. Water. And it's bad news bears for everybody. I'm glad we don't live in Paulsboro, Josh.
Yeah, me too. I know the day it happened, it's like... Because of the atmosphere, my sister was not allowed to go outside for recess and everything, and
really,
it's definitely. And I know the people basically, if you see in the newspapers, have been having forums on like what to do now because they basically have a bunch of people that have been evacuated that lived in these areas, and on the news, like some people, like almost one guy said he like thought it was a joke because like he didn't think they could just move everyone like that, but. A lot of people are not at their home. They're having to put up in hotels and everything.
Yep. Yeah, and unfortunately, this is one of these things where you're going to run into stubborn people that are like, no, I don't want to move, or, oh, you can't tell me what to do. I own this property, all that kind of stuff. And it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, yeah, I understand that you don't want to move, but this is pretty serious stuff. This is a knuck if you buck kind of a situation, and I was not there with you guys, and I'm gonna die anyway. So
yeah, their whole team came out of nowhere.
Yeah, dude, they're pub.
What is Kronos doing? At least Parasite can blow someone up.
At least Parasite's got a codex. That's good. So that's really scary. I guess there isn't a lot of analysis to this news piece, but it's very close to home. So around here, it's pretty rare too. I mean, we don't have a ton of. I guess we do have a lot of transportation, so maybe we're just about on par for spills and stuff. But it feels rare, at least, that this kind of stuff happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely something. Yeah, bad news for New Jersey again since the blizzard, Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy. Yeah, what is this with natural disasters? We're really.
It's just not our year.
It's not our year. I think you and I are still in the Twilight Zone, though.
We are.
I know some folks didn't appreciate that joke, but. We really are isolated from natural disasters in our little nugget of South Jersey in Gloucester.
It is pretty crazy on how we've been able to dodge everything, even last year.
Yeah. I think, yeah. And we kind of reap the benefits because we get all the state, like, closed days and closed roads and stuff. But it's like, yeah, I went to Wawa, no problem.
I'm scared. I feel like they're going to jump us at any moment with their whole invisible team.
I'm afraid as well.
I feel like we need to follow Kronos.
So, Josh, there is something we do need to talk about that has been a little bit of a tradition for our local crew to some degree. And this year, I don't know if we went last year either, but this year certainly not because I was at DreamHack Black Friday. Hit me with the chips, man. How was it? Were people trampled this year? Did they go crazy? What were the doorbusters that everyone was killing each other for?
I did not go attempt to kill myself. Basically because I don't even know, like, these deals are just starting earlier and earlier. Mm-hmm. It's like, now I gotta go at midnight or else...
Or else you miss out on the doorbusters. Exactly. And
because,
that's one of
like, stores have these scattered opening times, yeah. Some stores open at midnight and some open at 6. More of them open at midnight.
Now, I remember back in the day when we used to go in high school and stores opened at like 6 in the morning. So you had to get up at literally the worst hour. You had to get up at like 3 You know that time where it's like, you're staying up all night, you're really excited, you had all that turkey, and this is fun of that hour where you're kind of getting a little sleepy.
Let's kill this guy. I hate this guy so much.
Oh, big Papa Bloodbath. And, and right as you fall asleep, the alarm goes off. You're like, ding, 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 time to go stand in line for 2 hours before we can go to the grocery store. Well, not the grocery store, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh, my. This is Gemini. Jiminy Crickets, Gemini.
I don't have it up.
Boom. Oh, my God. Nomad just wrecked my face. And
Holy
your
crap.
face.
I just died before I could even do anything. How is that possible?
Yeah, he has a shield breaker.
He only has a shield breaker, though. That's one item.
Well, he has a shroud also, but...
Yeah, but that's one attack.
It's Nomad, man. He's pretty good. They actually just buffed his passive. He does a little more damage now, as you can see. Kronos! Oh, if you didn't catch the tower in your field, it would sit outside and do extra damage.
Our Kronos is god-awful.
Hey, don't say that about Father Time. He was alive before you were born.
I don't know what he's doing. His father dead.
Father dead. So, but that is one of the issues where I know they were joking on Colbert and The Daily Show about it. It's they're just trying to take over Thanksgiving because, and that honestly, that's kind of what it feels like. Why are they saying? It's at the point where I usually we don't end Thanksgiving at my house until I don't know.
Nice.
8 or 9 at night. I mean, that's usually when people start to leave. That's when our Black Friday lands used to start. So if the store opens at midnight, you pretty much have to eat your dinner and then just run straight to the Walmart to get your spot in line. I mean, the hardcore shoppers are just skipping Thanksgiving altogether. You get to and that just seems,
they just camp out.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like I guess some people camped out anyway and just skip Thanksgiving, but it feels like we're incentivizing a lack of Thanksgiving spirit. And I have to say, Josh, the Swedes thought that Black Friday was particularly humorous. They first of all, of course, Thanksgiving is a totally American holiday, so they don't celebrate it at all. They barely even know what it is. It's sort of like when we hear Flag Day or whatever that Canadian holiday is, we're like, oh, sweet, they're doing something in Canada. Oh, no, man. Oh my
dude, they're just going around killing our whole team.
I was trying to ward and they killed me. I was friendly. All right, I'm gonna get some wards of Rev here or something.
I'm about to buy an eye, but I'm just gonna die instantly.
Yeah, you're just gonna die. All right, I bought some Rev wards.
I'm gonna buy an eye. Screw it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
hopefully I live.
True. What was I saying? You interrupted me. Now I lost my train of thought.
Talking about the stupidity of Black Friday.
Yeah. Oh, so they they have no clue what Thanksgiving is. So I said, well, they're like, well, what is the holiday? I'm like, well, basically the Pilgrims came over. There were Indians here already, and Thanksgiving was the big feast they had to celebrate everybody getting along after the white people killed and raped and stole all their valuable stuff. So they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. That sounds nice. A time of thanks, a time of giving, appreciating what you have. And then we're like, so what's Black Friday? I'm like, well, it's the day after Thanksgiving where everybody goes crazy for doorbusters, and we kill each other in Walmarts to get discount goods for Christmas time. They're like, well, why? I'm like, well, everything's really cheap. And they're like, well, why? I'm like, well, I don't really know. They just kind of decided one day that they were going to make some bargains on the Friday after Christmas. And they're like, well, that's kind of funny, isn't it? That's, you're thanking for everything you have and then you go crazy to buy stuff. I'm like, I know, that's what a lot of Americans say. And I couldn't find a way to explain it to them that made sense. So perhaps there's a caveat I missed over, Josh, but I'm...
I mean, it doesn't really make too much sense. It's just something you do. It's like a lot of things we do don't really make sense, but you do them.
Yep. Well, that's certainly true.
Oh my God! Please, for the love of God, let us kill someone.
Yes.
I got 1,000 gold for that.
Yep. Because he was on an onslaught streak.
Can I buy back? I'm doing it. Don't stop me.
I can't. I would if I could. The most mobile of defenders. So you're right. It doesn't exactly make sense. I think those ironies have been pointed out a lot in our popular media culture, but they thought that was quite humorous. And then trying to explain Cyber Monday to them, that was just the icing on the cake, where they were like, so you have Black Friday, and then as if that's not enough, you can sit on the internet and get bargains. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. It's pretty awesome. I'm coming, buddy. I'm coming, good buddy. I'm not coming. I'm dead.
Save me! Save me! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Oh yeah!
Yeah!
I love
Get
New
him!
York City. Oh yeah, New York City. He's dead. 600
up?
gold.
Gemini.
Yeah, what's up, Jiminy?
Can I buy another eye?
I'm gonna find another. I
think
might
I
be on
dropped
cooldown.
it. Someone picked it up.
I don't know how to spell Jiminy Cricket.
I didn't realize Agi heroes were that overpowered. That makes sense. Their team's like 4 Agi heroes.
Yeah,
No
I've been playing non-casual mode too much. I didn't even think about carries. I just like torture, man. I like to torture people. And I did a breakdown once that I titled it "Torture Her, Torture Me," and nobody thought it was funny, but I thought it was really clever. I was pretty excited about it.
I bought another eye just because I can.
You know what I'm gonna do, Josh? I'm gonna get us some armor. I'm gonna get us a positive Souls Bulwark.
Get us everything. God, we need everything.
We need everything. We need to call in a favor to Jesus.
What is with this team? What is with these guys? What is with this Kronos? I don't understand. This team.
Wait! We're winning this right now.
I know. I have an eye.
Donka-donk.
Except he just died in 2 hits.
Yeah, he just wrecked me.
Wait, that was you.
I got a double tap. It's okay. Get him. Get him. Yeah, he walked right into my ward. Oh, yeah.
Why is this team doing so much damage and our Kronos doesn't do any?
Our Kronos is terrible. Because he went Runed Cleaver. What are you going to do with a Runed Cleaver in casual mode?
He's going to farm.
There's like 80 hero kills on the board in 30 minutes, and he's got a Runed Cleaver.
I probably should have gone, I don't know, my build could have been better. I kind of went
I'm sure
a tank
my build
build.
could have been better. I mean,
I went a tank build, and I realized that we need a damager,
and then I realized that sucks in casual mode.
I realized it's not going to be Kronos.
So, but what was the deal with Black Friday this year? Aside from the poor hours forcing these fun-loving, discount-seeking Americans to skip their Thanksgiving fun, what else has gone wrong with the darkest day of the year?
It's becoming darker apparently because more people are doing it. The companies are reporting higher sales. Cyber Monday in particular, it's growing. And it's just, and like you said, that's one of the holidays that just like came out and even more recent than Black Friday.
Yeah, Cyber Monday. It's you know, I like Cyber Monday. It's an interesting idea. I was looking around for some bargains. And I was thinking about maybe buying a new laptop and. I couldn't find anything that wasn't a complete luxury item. So it's I find that both of them are a little bit hit or miss, but you can get some great bargains with Black Friday. I just like the rush, man. And, you know, Black Friday, unfortunately, most of it is just standing in line, but there's still that rush about getting up early, seeing all those. It's kind of like voting, you know. It just has that inexplicable, just awesomeness feeling to it, you know, where you're just like, man, this is awesome. All these guys, everyone's here.
Smack.
Yeah, dude, I don't have a port either.
Oh shit, what the heck is happening to your team?
Don't ult him, Kronos. Why would you?
Are you serious, Kronos? Now I'm gonna get attacked. Now I'm gonna die, and I have our eye.
I'm doing everything.
Get him!
Oh,
Get him!
shit. He ran into my ult. Nice.
I'm running. I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah, Scout's gonna come kill
my
you.
god, Scout from like 1,000 years
no.
away. Pick him eye. Pick him
I
eye.
got it. I had to drop my
Kill
item.
him. Kill him.
Oh, get him. Oh, yeah. Suck on that.
Nice. I'll get out of there.
Get the hell out of there. All right. I'm going to get a demonic breastplate, Josh, because that's going to help you out. And I'm a team player. I like
I'm about to get something that gives me more life so I can live, and I'll take the eye back.
Where's demonic? Why is it not? Oh, there it is. Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah, you can have it.
Dead for 30 more seconds. I could buy back, but then I wouldn't be able to get my heart, so I don't want to do that.
Dude, we're about to turn this game. Look at this big Kronos right here.
This Kronos is pretty small. He needs to fight. He needs to do something.
Fight,
Kronos,
fight.
Kronos, do something. Do something.
Fight. Do something, Kronos. You have
Kronos,
lifesteal.
stun him.
You have.
Oh my god, dude.
Kronos. You have life. You have lifesteal, man.
You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
No. Jiminy can't kill me.
Kill him then.
No problem. I see your kill and raise you another one.
Okay, well, don't die with that eye. I'm gonna go up to buy my part of my heart.
Alright, that's cool, man. I'm into that. I can get behind that. Wait, no, wait, what? You can buy it at the main ship place now, man. There's nothing up there but wards and potions.
Way to tell me this.
Dude, that's been a change for a really long time. Oh man.
Game's broken.
Yeah, it's so much easier. Those bastards.
Okay, let me see here.
All
Oh, I got it. More health.
So well, that's good. Black Friday is setting records. I like Black Friday. It's American. It's as American as you can get. Close to voting, like I was saying.
Dude, it's the most American.
It is the most
more American than voting. Yeah, throw me in my eye.
And then voting. Huh?
Throw me in my eye.
It's on the ground right there, dude.
Shit. Could have given it to me.
You were dead.
Someone else could have picked it up.
So, talk to me about this gay marriage nonsense here. The Supreme Court has something to do with what's happening over in California, which is both surprising and interesting.
Going to make a ruling on whether California can ban gay marriages.
And is it because of what they did in terms of legalizing it and then criminalizing it kind of back to back?
Well, it's like illegal. I'm gonna cry right now. Hold on. Wait, I'm alive. Let the record show that Cronus has killed our team more than helped our team. But yeah, it was basically I was banned in California, and they're trying to see if they can actually do that. And this has pretty big effects because it may change on like if it's actual marriage, then it'll change like tax code and everything. Mm-hmm. It'll change. There are a lot of like limitations. Like even though you can get married, it's not like federally recognized. So on your taxes, you can't actually file, even though you're legally married, and you can't check off file as a couple or file as married.
Right.
So you don't get the tax benefits. There are a bunch of other things that you miss out on because it's not federally recognized. Mm-hmm. And so this may be the point where they finally say, yeah, you can have all the rights basically as a married couple.
Oh my god, you can have all the rights. Oh my, didn't even get my BKB off. That's so disappointing, Josh. Well, that's very interesting. So the Supreme Court is looking at it now. Is that basically the skinny? This is brand new, or are they close to a decision?
They just like said they're going to look at it.
Oh, okay. Well, so it'll be years before we have an idea. But that's interesting. Again, this is we talked about this last time with the marijuana legalization in Colorado as well as Washington State. States' rights versus federal rights. Going back to the Civil War, is it slaves? Is it drugs? Is it marriage? What happens when there's something that's illegalized from the country perspective, but legalized within a specific state region? And that was another interesting thing that I got to talk to some Swedes about, because it seems that the states are to America as the individual countries that make up the EU are to the EU. It's sort of a similar relationship where they have governing rules amongst them, but they're still allowed to do whatever they want. And in their case, it's more like I think what would happen if we had much more intense states' rights, where if California wanted to legalize marijuana, there was no problem with it on the federal level. So that's sort of an interesting parallel there, but yeah, that's a big problem. That's one of the things that gay Americans are really upset about. Discrimination aside, from not being able to marry like anyone else, it's the difference in taxes. They're tax-paying Americans; they have jobs all the same, and that's I don't know, that's a non-moral portion of that issue, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is something big is going to happen, and I can't. Yeah,
Josh,
I feel like to see what the outcome is.
We're on the brink of revolution here between states' rights and federal rights, between marijuana and gay rights. Now, this is an exciting time. Aren't you happy just to be alive and just read the news?
I'm always happy to be alive, AC.
You know what I mean.
You know me. I'm happy.
Yeah, you're happy. That's true. But no, I meant more. Like in this specific sliver of time.
Actually, I always told you I would always prefer a different time period.
I can't. What is your time period of choice? I can't remember. You've told me.
I always. Oh shit! Hold on. I'm about to die, and I kind of want to live. Am I still alive? No, I'm dead.
I was alive for a while, but they just wrecked my face. That was so bad. What is your chosen time period? I've actually, I know you've told me, but I've completely forgotten.
It sounds terrible if you actually think about it, but I actually like the medieval times probably the most. Even though
all right,
people were
serfs
dying,
and
you
knights.
probably died at the age of 50.
If you were lucky, if you
If you were
survived the
lucky.
swords and the maces and the slavery and the yeah, but
It was definitely the Dark Ages, and it's not pretty, but that would be my favorite time.
yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to say. I honestly, I think, and this is going to sound a little bit bad, but I would go late 1800s, sort of pre-industrial revolution, right when that's about to happen, before the pepper moths turn black, right around that era. But only if I could be the same person that I am right now, because that was not a good time for non-white people. Um,
It
I'm
definitely
serious
was.
though. If you take that whole what is that philosophy about how things should be appropriated and how rules should be made, is that veil? If you could be born and you didn't know where you were going to be in society, would you be satisfied with your chances of rolling the dice based on our current status? If the answer is no, then we should probably change something. It's an interesting mindset. And yeah, for that time period, I don't know, man. Other than that, I wouldn't mind just going back 50 years. Could catch the Doors, catch the original Woodstock. That'd be pretty cool. As long as I'm not a woman, though, because that wasn't a good time for women either. So I don't
Nope.
know, man. Uh,
It's always an interesting thing to think about. But
yeah, it is a very interesting. It's history always records. What is it? What is that saying? The winners always write the
winners
history
write
books.
history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So who knows what it was really like? Maybe it was like Game of Thrones, man.
hmm
So, what else do we have here, Josh? That game actually was fairly well timed, despite it being a horrid loss.
I know.
Do we want to wrap up here and maybe talk about? Do we have one more of these articles jumping out at you?
That was no.
Is that about? We talked about Citigroup. Wow, that actually is everything. There was something else. I had another one of these moments where last time we talked about Winston Churchill in Parliament versus two party, and I had another one of those moments where I had a really cool topic to talk about, and I didn't jot it down, and I it just went in.
Oh, you gotta
one
open
side,
up the
fell.
document.
I
Throw
know,
it in there.
I know. Let me check my my Google Docs here. So bear with us for just a second here, guys. I always like to have a nice closing, but today we may not have one. Um,
But yeah, going back to what you said, I think we do live in a pretty cool and interesting time. We're about to see, I don't know, what's going to happen next with everything as far as politics and businesses doing stuff and the
yeah,
evolution of capitalism and democracy, trying to spread it. So
yeah, and hell, maybe in some corners of America we'll finally accept evolution, give up on Adam and Eve riding around dinosaurs. That's just a home front battle that we still haven't been able to win, but. Our generation, man. We're also going to be the generation that loses elephants in the wild, which I'm really upset about. I'm really heartbroken that my
we're gonna
children
lose a lot of stuff in the
will
wild.
not be able to see elephants outside of the zoos. I'll probably never see an elephant outside of
I'll
the zoo.
never see an elephant outside of a zoo.
I'm so upset about it, man. It's really upsetting. I don't know. Yeah, there's not much going on right now. I have a new job. That's exciting. On a personal note, I got an IT job. So I'm going to be... What? Is that a bug on the ceiling? Oh, man.
Stink bug.
I think it is a stink bug. I thought it was a spider. So that's exciting. Other than that, I don't have a lot of crazy good news. So, Josh, closing remarks, closing thoughts. This is like the most boring closing to a news report I think we've ever done.
I know it didn't end on aliens. We always bring up aliens.
I know
AC.
we always bring up something crazy, or it always goes off the deep end in that last 10 minutes, and I really don't know. Syori breakdown's coming back. Did you?
We could go
that's
off
news.
the end in America, the fiscal cliff.
What is the fiscal cliff, Josh? I'm going to be honest.
Oh man,
I haven't even read about this. I've heard some laughs be made on the Daily Show and such, but I haven't been keeping up on the O'Reilly factor. All right, all right, we'll talk about Bill. We're going to end this in true news report fashion with some Bill O'Reilly talk. I don't mind O'Reilly as we've talked about in previous episodes, but The war on Christmas, Josh. I think this may be a good closing point.
Okay.
What in God's sweet name is the war on Christmas all about? What is Bill O'Reilly so upset about? Is there
You would
really
actually
a
have
war
to
on
refresh my
Christmas?
memory on this because I remember it being one of those things that's just so far out there. It's those things that I just purposely try to forget about because it's like manufactured by these news companies to just fill their 24-hour news schedule. So they gotta like almost manufacture stories and make you believe that there's some war on Christmas.
Literally, I Google war on Christmas. One of the first hits. Bill O'Reilly agrees. Roots of the war on Christmas are gay rights and abortion. We need to take a look at this article before we wrap up today. It's not just grouchy, misanthropic, heathen atheists
Are they
who
wars
hate
on Christmas? They sound like Republicans
Yep. Well,
just complaints about
this is
life.
a pretty conservative group we've got here. But honestly, I don't really know what their beef is with the... I mean, their big thing is this is a Christian country. We're founded on Christian rights. So Christmas should be the premier holiday season holiday as far as, their big gripe is like school prayer. They think that's a good thing. And the fact that we're not allowing it based on the fact that it's not open to every religion is ridiculous. So it's the same thing where now, in some places that they can't display the manger scenes in public places. It's not like the big confusion. It's not really censorship of you can't have a nativity scene. It's public places owned by the government. Separation of church and state cannot feature one holiday over the other. So they can't put up a nativity scene without a menorah sitting there as well, and whatever they do in Kwanzaa, that kind of stuff. So they need to be nonpartisan, so to speak. And these guys just think that's ridiculous. Christmas is the holiday, Josh. It is the creme de la creme. You can see Bill is making... He's doing the same. See that gesture? That same gesture I was just doing. They think that this holiday... Oh, my God. I literally just caught myself making the exact same expression that he's making this... Oh, God, Josh. But that's their big beef. And they call it the war on Christmas. And, of course, it is the atheists and the gays and the baby killers that are fueling this hate on Christmas time.
They're fueling this hate.
They're fueling the hate. I like that, Josh.
They're fueling the hate.
I like that.
And they just spread it to everyone to make you want to hate them. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
And it's definitely not. They talk about it like every year. They bring up this war on Christmas.
Every year.
Yeah. I know Colbert for the longest time. They have this like clip they run of the war on Christmas, and they've run like the same clip. It's pretty funny. You have to see it.
Yeah, Colbert has really grown on me as of late, man. And on the War on Christmas episode of The Daily Show on December 3rd, if you watched The Daily Show and didn't see the December 3rd episode, I highly recommend it. It was honestly the best episode I've seen in years, and I watched the show fairly regularly. And they also got this great quote of... With the war on, I just remember this. With the war on Christmas, O'Reilly says that Christianity is not a religion; it's a philosophy. Christianity itself is just a philosophy, and the religions are the specifics. Your Lutherans.
I remember that part.
Whatever.
And I just shook my head and swore I would never watch his show. I still know. I don't know how you watch his show.
I mean, I can't take it seriously. It's
basically like the Bill O'Reilly cult show.
The Bill O'Reilly cult show.
That's part of the Fox cult show.
I mean,
network.
After I saw that, I was just like, oh my God, Bill. Like, do you write this? Does someone else write this? How much are they paying you to say this? Christianity is not a religion. I mean, okay. And then when he breaks it down, it's like, so basically we're just quarreling about semantics. This has nothing to do with the actual, quote, debate of the war on Christmas. I don't know, Josh. I contend that the war on Christmas is... Well, if it's a war, it is the shittiest war I have ever encountered in my life. I don't know how many casualties we're totaling, but
oh my God, don't even talk about that because they just want you to make it a war in your head.
It's getting scary out there.
It's just branding in your head.
There's tinsel everywhere. There's pine all over the place. I came home the other night. There were pine needles in my bed. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
It's just a word manufactured, and if they say it long enough, you'll believe that there is a war on Christmas.
It's true.
So.
Stickiness is there, man. If they keep saying it, people will eventually believe it.
I know. It's so terrible.
It is. It's awful. Well, on that note, guys, great, Josh. We found something good to wrap on. I love it. That does it, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of News Report with Zyori and Hyper, coming to you live Saturdays at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or sometime roundabouts pending power, animals, sleep schedules, and anything else under the sun. Thank you for joining us. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. We will see you next week for another news report, and we'll see you for the premiere return episode of the Zyori Breakdown tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cheers!